All right, guys, so before we jump into Redux, I just want to explain why we're using it and what it is. And for those of you that have taken other courses by me or you watch my YouTube channel, you know that I'm more of a hands-on teacher. I like to explain things through code and through examples rather than with diagrams. It's really not my style, but I figured I'd give it a shot. So basically, Redux is a state manager, and it's used for larger applications. It's not the only option. You have other state managers. You also have the context API built into React. But where we're using quite a few reducers, I wanted to use Redux. And it's just really personal preference. Now, we have component level state in React. An example of that is the, with the register and the login forms that we created. We have the input fields. That data gets put in the component level state. Now, with things like authentication, profiles, posts, these are app level state items that we want to be able to access from anywhere, from any component. And that's where Redux comes in. It gives us app level state. So you can almost think of it as like a cloud that floats over our application that we can submit actions to through events, and we can then get data to fall down into any component. Okay, so I have a very simple diagram here to kind of explain things a little bit. We're going to be looking at just the profile side of things. So profile data we get from the server, that's going to be put into what's called a store, a Redux store. Okay, so we'll fire off an action to fetch the data, and that gets put into the store. So you can think of the cloud, as I mentioned, as the Redux store. And from any component, we can call an action that will do something. So let's say we want to update a profile. So it goes to we'll make a request to the server, make the update on the server, on the database. We'll get a response, and then what we want to do is we want to update our user interface. So anything that needs updating, any component at all. And this happens through what's called a reducer, which is just a function that takes in what's called an action. Okay, we can dispatch an action to the reducer, and the reducer then decides how to handle the state and how to pass it down to the components in the UI. And it will update any components that use that piece of state. This prevents us from having to pass things around from component to component without using a state manager. So it's really hard to explain, but I mean, just to reiterate, we call an action. Okay, we dispatch an action from or to a reducer. Okay, and we're going to have multiple reducers. I'll talk about what reducers we'll have in a minute. And then that reducer will decide what to do with that state. Are we deleting a post? Are we updating a profile? Whatever it is we're doing. And then it's going to send that state back down to all the components, any components that need it. Okay, in this case, it could be our profile component, and then we might have inner components or child components like about, experiences, education. All this stuff comes from the profile state. Okay, the experiences, education, the bio, all that stuff. So we want to get that to basically rain down from the reducer. All right, now as far as the reducers we're going to have an auth reducer that'll handle everything to do with authentication. Basically, on every single load of the app component, we want to check for a user. We want to load a user. We want to hit our backend API/auth endpoint and see if we're logged in. We want to basically see if there's a token stored and see if we're logged in. If we are, then components will react to that, such as the nav bar. So the nav bar will have certain links like log out, dashboard, things like that. If we're not logged in, then it'll show like register, log in, and so on. All right, so it'll react to whatever is in that state. So we'll have an auth reducer, we'll have a profile reducer that will handle anything to do with profiles, posts. We're also going to have an alert reducer because I want to be able to set alerts and have an alert show on the screen, whether it's an error or a success message, and then we'll just have another action to remove the alert. All right, so the alert reducer, I think we'll do that first just because it's so simple. There's just basically two actions that we'll have. All right, so I know that that's really, if you haven't worked with Redux before, it's probably confusing the hell out of you, and you're probably like, this guy can't explain anything, because this really isn't my style of doing things, just showing a diagram and explaining it. I'd rather explain it through the code. So I promise you, as we move move along, things will get easier, and you'll start to understand it a lot better, especially with the Redux dev tools. The dev tools, they really they allow you to visualize exactly what's going on. They show you the actions that are being fired off. They show you all the data that's in the state. So you definitely want to have the Redux dev tools installed in your browser. All right, so hopefully this helps a little bit for those of you that have never worked with Redux, or maybe not even heard of it, or I'm sure you've heard of it, but not ever touched it at all. So in the next video, we're going to go ahead and get it set up, and I will warn you, there's a bit of boilerplate, meaning just some basic setup that we have to go through, creating the store and hooking it into our into our app component and stuff like that. All right, but we'll try to explain things as we move along. So let's get into the next video.